Well, Leo, I'm actually really psyched for this week for you. Lots of great things are happening, and it's culminating in the full moon that's going to end up next Wednesday on the 23rd. Now, I know you're not a Cancerian, right? Unless that's another one of your major signs. This, by the way, is for Leo. It's the weekly Leo tarot card reading. It is for Leo, sun, moon, and rising. It's also Leo's weekly astrology predictions, all from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. Hi, guys. Welcome. My name is Michelle, and thank you so much for clicking on the video, and welcome to my tarot table. This is your reading, so please apply the energy where it resonates. And if it doesn't resonate, maybe check out your rising sign or your moon sign or another one of your signs, because you may relate to them more this week. This is an energy reading, so it comes to you when it's supposed to come to you, even if it's a year after I've uploaded it. Yes, the astrology is happening at a specific time, but when the energy from that astrology reaches you is up to you more than you think it is. So enjoy the message whenever it comes to you. There's always an extended reading that I hope you guys will join me for. I will attach a video card up above. I will also leave the link in the description box below, and I will also pin it to the top of the comment section, all for your convenience. I hope to see you there. And yeah, let's get into the cards. Why am I psyched? I'm going to start with the astrology. One brief message that I have for you guys is that it kind of disturbed me last week on my Cancer video. I noticed that people were leaving timestamp, that somebody was leaving a timestamp, and I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. I just want to let you guys know, if anybody does that to my videos, I will definitely be deleting it and taking it off. I'm sure that it was for, they thought they were doing a good thing, but I intentionally don't put timestamps on my videos. I know how to do it. If I thought it would make the video better, then I would absolutely do it. It doesn't. It actually degrades the reading, because the reading, the way that I structure it, is important. And if you don't like the structure and you're just waiting for me to start showing you cards, bitch, you in the wrong fucking place, because that's not what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. My Mercury's in Leo. I'm just going to have to be blunt with you. That's not the way that my reading is built. My reading is built in a very specific way, because my end game is not to tell you who your ex is fucking or if they're going to come back to you. My end goal is to make you heal so that you're so strong you don't care about what your ex is doing. That's my vibe. And if you ain't here from my vibe, if you ain't on the same vibrational level, then yeah, click off now, because it's not for you. But I don't just, I have two cards sitting right in front of me. But from the beginning of the discussion, when I talk about astrology, I'm also relaying it to the cards that I see in front of me. So please trust my process and listen to as much of the video as resonates with you. But if you leave a timestamp below, I will be deleting it. And if you try to leave it again, I will delete you by blocking you from the channel. FYI. So let's get back into the astrology, because it's really important stuff. This full moon is in Gemini, and this full moon is always opposite the sun, which means every full moon is going to really impact you guys too. There's an illumination and a fullness that you should be able to feel, and maybe even one of those times when you're a little bit more emotional than you usually are. But this full moon especially, because this full moon is conjunct Mars. It's conjunct Mars, guys. So Mars has been in opposition to the sun for a while now, maybe for the past week. Because Mars is in retrograde, that could feel very draining on you, because usually it supercharges you and makes you super confident, but also not really capable of seeing how your actions are playing out to everybody else, which means sometimes you'll take risks that could be hurtful or harmful to your goals and why you took them to begin with. But the bottom line is, especially in the beginning of this week, you have a semi-square to Pluto, which also intensifies your just ruthless. It's almost like a sense of this week, every connection that the sun has to another planet is making the sun, I'm going to get this done. I don't care what I got to do. It's almost a sense of ruthlessness. But what I really love is that the constant throughout this week is the trine to Chiron. And a trine to Chiron is very beautiful with the sun. It means you've accepted yourself for all your injuries and all your scars. It also means that you're able to start healing from a situation that might have been very painful for you. With the relationship between the sun and Mars, it could have been even an accident or an injury, like a physical injury, that you're able to start repairing from because of this energy. Because something is getting in your way, or you're just tired of waiting. You want to push through this. And even if that means facing yourself and facing your biggest fears, you will be doing that. You'll be able to learn from the mistakes from the past. And I think that's why you have such confidence this week. You want to move forward and you're ready. And that shows because by the end of the week, there is a sextile between the sun and Saturn. And that is just holy shit, getting shit done. Taking the lead, becoming the authority, getting the job, but also taking possession of yourself. It's also, it's a connection of maturity, a sense of really knowing who you are and feeling really good because you've been through it. Because it's almost like the acceptance of success, if I could say that. It's almost like you're not fighting with yourself anymore, and it's also not like arrogant anymore. It's just, yeah, this is who I am because this is what I built. It is definitely a major breakthrough with regards to something that could have caused you a lot of suffering and could have been causing you a lot of stress, physical or mental. I do have the cards in front of me. Let's get into them. Here we have... There is always enough, which is Pisces. It means that there's a lot of emotion this week, but it also means that it's also a lot of welcome emotion, getting a lot of emotion out, swimming through it, swimming with it, accepting it. This could also be financial abundance, realizing that you do have enough and you don't have to. It's like you've earned. It's like what you've earned is coming back to you this week, Leo. So there's a sense of you don't have to stress so much. When Mars is opposite the sun, which it will be during this full moon, you don't want to push yourself. Your energy could be running low. You could be trying to push yourself to prove yourself to somebody, but you really shouldn't have to do that. So there's just a sense of don't push yourself. Allow the abundance to flow to you because it's already there. This is like something you've already earned. If you're dealing with a Pisces, let's see, we'll get deeper into it. Trust in the magic. This is a new start or a new beginning, or somebody's very young and experienced and emotional, but they're also very sensitive and kind and open-hearted. This could be pregnancy. Absolutely. With the fish and the newbie, 100% this could be pregnancy. So if you want that, then yay, way to go, or get to it this week. You know what I'm saying? If not, watch out because there is fertility here. See the big picture is you're looking into the distance. You're starting to see that there's a future with someone or something. You're starting to want to create something new, this new start, this new chance. If this is meeting somebody in terms of relationships, let's just say this. If this was meeting a new person, there would be long-term with them. So this could actually be something long-term happening in a situation that just started up or you're just getting introduced to this week. Seeing a future, especially if this is with a person. Or if you have a Pisces in your life, there's a sense that there could be a job offer, there could be a job opportunity, something that you would be very proud of and realize that, wow, look how hard we worked. This is paying off. Because these are both kind of money cards. See the big picture Taurus energy? It's like you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck or week to week anymore. You can start to plan out. It's not about overspending. It's about you're able to now plan outward or plan ahead of time. Because there's enough. You finally have the new resources and you have enough resources. This may be new for you. This may be one of the first times in your life you realized, hey, we're going to be okay. Or you're starting a new stage in your life. Maybe you're building a new home, starting a new relationship. The point I'm making is that you have the resources to be able to do it this week. You've earned them. You know how to use them. You know how to be responsible with them. You've suffered for them. And now here they are in front of you and you know what you want to do with them. So this is a really good time for you to start building and putting your energy into the future. Not in terms of just investments, but in terms of investing your time, especially when that sextile between the sun toward the end of the next week, around Thursday. When that sextile forms to Saturn, there's a sense of, you've done the time. In some ways, this is like by the end of the week, you're going to be rewarded for all the hard work and sacrifices you've put in. Let's see how that plays out. Let's see. Okay. That's a little crooked. I know. I apologize. Let's see how this is playing out. Leo. This is Cancerian energy. Dudes, this has got to do with your family. You and your loved ones are safe. And what do you... Oh, so there's a lot of security here. I don't know. I just got an overwhelming sense of security, or starting a new family line, a new family tree, or realizing that if you are a child or you have a child, there's a sense of they're going to be good. They're going to be all right. Realizing that, wow, I have a lot of hope and faith in the future of my family. Or once again, pregnancy, securing the fact that your family will continue. The most blatant way to do that is baby making. So this could be an addition to your family that is coming into the world, either being birthed or being conceived, could surprise you. What do you need to release? Waning moon. So in other words, things are getting not so important to you. The things that used to bother you, this is what I'm channeling. The things that used to bother you don't bother you anymore. It's like they just don't have the effect. This is because the potency is done. You've solved the problems. You've fixed the fucking issues. The worries are starting to dissipate. You feel like you could actually take action on things now and see it working now. There's a sense of lack of worry. Whatever was your concern, it's starting to drift away. Maybe your feelings for somebody are starting to drift away, but I don't think so. I think there is fear here. There was fear, or there was at least concern, especially for family members. Or maybe if you're single, you thought, I'm never going to have a family. I'm never going to be with anybody. I could tell you right now that's not true. And you could get a big ass surprise this week, especially if you have been working on yourself and working through a lot of things in your life. This is a time when the universe comes back and says, hey, Leo, good on ya. Let's see what prize you go home with. Let's see what prize you go home with. What do you need to release? That's a good question. You need to release the competitiveness. It's almost like it doesn't make any sense anymore, because you know what? You already won. You have so much. You don't need to constantly fight or argue with people. If there has been combativeness, or somebody that's always coming after you, trying to compete with you and shit, it's like it doesn't, that's what you need to release. The competitive edge. Not to say that it's not good, but like stop competing or stop the struggling. It's the arguing. That's what you need to release. All of the arguing. Queen of Wands, just feeling good about yourself. Realizing that I don't need all the arguing. It's just a bunch of bullshit. It's like feeling so secure about yourself. You don't need the cattiness. You don't need the validation. You don't need to constantly compete and prove yourself. That's kind of what it is. Releasing the need to prove yourself and your worth. You don't need that anymore. You just kind of shine. 10 of Swords is here, which means a permanent ending, a complete and total ending. Something is done, especially with pain and suffering. What is this 10 of Swords, though? Some cards came out in the future. We'll get into that. What is this 10 of Swords, though? What is this ending? Maybe somebody that... Hold on. What is this ending? The 9 of Wands. It's ending your defensiveness. It's ending your argumentativeness. It's ending your woundedness or a wound. So think about it. If you have suffered a lot and gotten a lot of pain, taken a lot of injuries, that is ending. That is ending or ending or being healed, like being fixed, being solved, and being appreciated for how you got those injuries. It's like done. Especially defensiveness. Done with defensiveness, something that maybe you were guarding yourself from, maybe because you were too hurt and you thought, oh, this will never go away or this will never happen. That's what's over. That's what's ended, because that was the answer to the question. I said, what is this Ten of Swords? What is this ending? It's the defensiveness. It's the woundedness. It's the scars. They're over, or the impact or effect they have on you. Over, or deciding to start taking steps to end it. You know, if you got PTSD, this is when you go into therapy. You're like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this getting in my way. I'm done with feeling stuck. So what do I got to do? What I was afraid to do in the past, now I'm going to do. I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to dig in. I'm going to do whatever it takes to move forward. And guess what? We have a little bit. Let me tell you, there's nothing coming out in the past. There's no cards that came out in the past. It's all current and future, which means it's like you've made peace with your past. The past is gone. The past doesn't exist. And this may be one of the first weeks you feel like that, which means it could be an emotional week for you, but it's emotionally almost happy because you're like able to put the past behind you. The Magician is here, which means you've created this. And just like magic, it works, but it's not magic. The magic is you, so that you are capable of doing this and fixing this and making the impossible happen. And we're going to get deeper into what that is, but there's 3 more cards that came out in the future, and we got to get into them. We have Justice, word, and then we have the Star, word, and then we have Knight of Pentacles, which is fantastic. This is almost like a decision to hire you in a dream job, or like evening out justification, court case that's been solved. You get your wishes. It's taken a long time, but you can also depend on the fact that whatever's come out of those decisions, where you got where you wanted, you're able to actually maintain that and keep it going. It's almost like when you realize what I've earned, nobody can take away from me. This could be when you're locked into a pension, right? This could be when you're tenured as a teacher. This is a sense of what I have earned. Something has been legally documented now that it acknowledges my accomplishments and achievements, and it's locked in to last. That's what you're headed for in the future. What were you building here? Let's see where you worked your magic. Where has Leo worked their magic? Where has Leo worked their magic? The Devil is here in complications, addictions, fears. You've been able to address them. You've been able to face your fears, or face those things that were causing you, that made you feel trapped. Also contracts, working contracts or creating contracts. This is also Saturnian energy. So it could be karma. Working your way. It's like the karma, you've built up enough good karma to actually see things improving, things being better. It's like an official breakthrough, you know, not just like a spiritual one, but like the paperwork is signed kind of energy. It's the best way I can explain it, but I kind of want to know exactly what this has to do with. What does this have to do with Leo? Ooh. Oh shit. It's not telling me exactly what it has to do with, but the outcome is beautiful. You're going to be able to indulge and enjoy yourself, and it's going to actually yield more money than you imagined. And there's a lot of celebration in this energy, so it's like you've earned the luxury life. You've earned something luxurious, something that you can, like, that's something that you want, something that you've wanted, but it's actually tangible now. You're able to put the money down. Also, this could be a huge celebration that you're going to, but it's definitely like, it's celebratory. It's celebratory. Does another card want to come out? I'd like to clarify the Devil energy. No. Let's clarify the Devil energy, huh? Let's clarify the Devil. Why is the Devil here? Oh, because you were stuck. You were stuck. You were scared. You were financially burdened or scared. You were constantly fighting tooth and nail to not give up, or for money that was owed to you. Was there money that was owed to you? Leave the comments below. I'd love to hear you guys' comments. Let me know how this energy is playing out in your personal life. But there's a sense of you just wouldn't, you had to keep fighting because you were stuck with money. Or I don't know how else to explain it. You were stuck with money, or you were maybe putting too much energy or effort into working. You thought that that's what made you valuable, or there was a fear here of not having enough because of how hard you had to work, or how hard you had to battle to prove yourself, or to prove your value, or to prove your worth. And that became almost a fixation, or what kept you locked away and fearful, and that fear was getting in your way. So that's what this energy is working on, cracking that open and making you unafraid. Let's see the outcome in each of the areas of your life. We're going to get into career, love, romance, sex, and money specifically. I love you guys. The link is below. I'll see you there.